Hi everyone. So someone in my Ask box asked me how I made this effect for this gift set that I made for NBC's Tomorrow, and I'm going to dive into it, and I'm going to make a video tutorial because I'm too lazy to write up a text and pictures one. So here we go. So here I have my base GIF set up. I'm not really going into the nitty-gritty of GIF making because I assume whoever asked me this question has some basic knowledge of GIF making, so I'm just going to start from, I would say, a medium level knowledge of GIF making. I have my base GIF here. I've already sharpened it based on the sharpening that I had done for the original GIF set. So here we just have to add the fun effect, and it's super easy. It's all got to do with blending options for the layer on the video timeline. So first and foremost, what you're going to do is, this is what your Photoshop should look like when you're starting off with a GIF. This is what mine looks like, so hopefully you can follow along. First step, click on these three lines and click Select All Frames. Second step, you go to Select and you click Select All Layers. Make sure you do these two steps first and foremost, because if you don't, you'll end up with a static GIF, which I learned the hard way when I was first GIF making. So once you have both these selected, go to this little button to convert your frame animation to video timeline. And now that you've done that, go back to Filter and click Convert for Smart Filters. What this does is it merges all the layers and makes one smart layer, one video layer for you to edit, so you can easily apply effects to all layers. So it should look something like this. It's just one video timeline layer, as you can see. It'll keep repeating. Make sure that your cursor or your pointer is always at the starting point, because if you don't have it, the effects are not going to apply to every portion of the GIF, and you'll be left with empty spaces, which is annoying and nobody wants that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rename this layer, because just so you have clarity on what I'm doing to what. So I'm going to call this, let's say, base layer. Okay, so as you can see, there's two parts to this. The bottom part is black and white, and there's a bit of a red blur to the when they're walking. So how I managed to achieve that is I went ahead and I duplicated my base layer. So you can duplicate this layer by pressing Ctrl J on your keyboard, or doing this, going to layer and then clicking on duplicate layer. We're going to call this the red blur layer, just for clarity's sake. So to input the black and white, what you're going to do is you're going to click on your base layer once again. You're going to click on this little circle here, which brings up the adjustments, and click on black and white. I'm not going to change any of the values. It'll just be as it is, because these values automatically adjust to whatever picture or GIF that you have on your screen. You're probably wondering at this point, JP, nothing happened. Why did you do this? Don't worry, it's because we still have a color layer on top of the base layer. So if you were to do this, you'd see that the bottom layer has become black and white. So I'm going to do this again. Now, the most important part, the only part that matters, is the blending options of how you change this layer into the red blur layer. What you're going to do is you're going to right click on this layer towards the end, and you're going to click on blending options. Once blending option opens up, this is the first screen that'll open up, and this is what you need. So where it says channels, uncheck G and B. So that means you're unchecking the green and the blue channels, which will only leave a red channel. It still doesn't look like it, and you're probably wondering why, what happened. No worries. Now what you're going to do is you're going to transform this layer. For that, you need the transform tool. I don't really know where it is on this portion of it, but to get to the transform a layer, click Ctrl T when you have your target layer selected. So when you click Ctrl T on your keyboard, or I guess on Mac it would be Command T, this little square box comes up with the crosses in the middle. Once you have this is what you need. You're going to move this layer either left, right, up, or down based on how you want the GIF to look with the red blur. So this is me going a little bit left. Let's just say I keep it till that. You're probably wondering, why is there so much blue showing up towards the top left corner? don't worry, we're going to fix it. Once you have moved it as much as you want, press enter so that the transform has been enacted on the targeted layer. So you're here, you're probably wondering, how do I get rid of the blue? Very simple. What I do is I add a bit of coloring magic to this just to make the colors pop more. So once again, I'll go click this circle. My favorite is curves. So I'll go click curves first. I'll just deepen the base colors off the GIF, and I'll pump it up a little bit to make it a bit brighter. So now it looks more defined. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go click the adjustments again and click selective color. Now we have the red, and what's the most important thing to learn when trying to color in Photoshop is the color wheel. So the opposite of the red is cyans and blues, so I'm going to reduce the cyans so that pumps up the blues. Sorry, pumps up the reds, sorry. Then I'm going to click on cyan, and I'm going to take the cyan and completely reduce it to 0. That way no cyan shows up in your GIF. And you can adjust the levels, you can adjust the numbers as you want it, completely personal, how you like it to fit your own personal aesthetic. This is how I like it, so that's how I used it. So here we have it. You can add more coloring. You can add more coloring to it as you wanted. You can deepen it a little bit. You can add, you can just, the world's your oyster. Do what fits you best. And then you click on File, Export for Web Legacy. That's how you export GIFs. And there you have it. The GIF that I made with the effect. And these are my saving settings. I saved them as adaptive diffusion. I save 99% of my GIFs this way. So yeah, that's all you need to make this cool effect, to make this effect on the GIF. And once again, your coloring can depend on how as you want it. You can have, if you think the blur effect is too much, just shift it to the right. And that's it. There you go. Hope this helps.